Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
Subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
Oh, yeah, we back again, baby. What's up, what's up, what's up? Another great episode on the Coach Hayes Football YouTube channel. This is Primetime Talk, episode 4. We just getting this thing started. I got to get an intro for this thing. I got to make one. It takes a little bit of time to make it happen, but I definitely will get that done. Appreciate everybody coming through. Like I said, we're going to have a good time tonight. We're just going to chop it up a little bit in regards to Colorado football. Their spring game is coming up here on the 22nd of April, 1 p.m. Mountain Time. So I think, what is that, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. So for everybody on the Eastern Seaboard, they're simply got to get up a little bit early, if that makes sense. So like I said, we'll definitely chop it up and talk about that. Like I say, tag. All right. Anyway, like I said, there's a lot going on in Colorado, a lot of hype going on, jersey numbers and everything else. But I just put up there about Ralphie, Coach Prime meeting Ralphie, which is the mascot, and the jersey numbers. So I appreciate it. Let me give a couple of shout outs to people coming in, giving out comments. Thank you so much. Let me know you guys can hear me with a thumbs up in the chat, so I make sure I'm not talking to cyberspace. But anyway, Jared Hartman says, I'm here, Coach. Well, here you are. I appreciate it. Jeanette Fox in the building. Hi, Coach. I appreciate the lady stopping by. I really appreciate that. And my man, Courtney Joe, a.k.a. Google Man. He said, what up, Black John Madden? I love it. Black John Madden. There it is. My opinion football talk. I know who that dude is. I'm going to start him off early with one. Get that. Now I know that. Now I know what his tag is in the chat. I know who he is. So Coach Hayes here, so Laker fan here. Much love. I appreciate it. All right. IMAX is always hanging out with us with a thumbs up. And Cody Quinn says, what's up, Coach? All right. Let's talk a little bit as people pile on in and we have fun. Like I say, share this out with a friend. If you would like to be a part of the team, that's what we call it here. All you gotta do is hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free, right? Cost you absolutely nothing to join the team. Just hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you are aware of all the content that comes out on this channel. As you know, WREs are back for those that are new to the channel. WRE stands for Watch, React, and Evaluate. That's where we break down all of the top talent in the nation, and we're bringing them back. And let me tell you something, that linebacker out of Texas, the defensive end, the rush end, the edge rusher, what they call it now, Colin Simmons. Let me tell you something. That dude can go, boy. He can go. I also did Jeremiah Smith, the receiver out of Hollywood, Florida, from Chaminade, Madonna, who's committed to Ohio State. He can go. As well as I've done Aaron Nolan, the quarterback that's committed to Ohio State. He can go. And I'm going to tell y'all something. A lot of people get on me, Coach, all you do is Ohio State. Listen, they getting the commitments. And Coach I got to play the algorithm game. So they dropping commitments left and right. I know they have another wide receiver named Mylan, if I'm not mistaken, out of Indiana. And so when they drop the commitments, I try to drop the video at the same time to catch the algorithm and definitely make it happen. But anyhow, let's go ahead and talk about this, man. A very interesting and fun video. Coach Prime actually gets a chance to meet the mascot, Ralphie, which is the big buffalo. And I think Ralphie, I know times are different, but I think Ralphie was a male's name, and the handler referred to her as she. Now, again, I don't know how we're doing animal gender, but, that happens sometimes. Sometimes they do have female mascots that carry over the male name and so forth, but I thought that was interesting to see that. But Coach Prime was shaking literally in his cowboy boots because he was pretty scared, and they took him out on the run. So it's just interesting to find out. And those are the type of things that when you bring up, the camera crews and all of that stuff, that's the kind of stuff, people want to see. People want to know that coach is human. He out there and he's a part of everything. This dude is all over the place. I don't know when he sleeps, man, but That's probably why he was great. Did the same thing as a player, and that was big right there. Also, jersey numbers have been given out. So he's been giving out jersey numbers. That was a big controversy. We did a show about it, and the players had to earn their numbers. All right. Max, I appreciate it. He said maybe it's Ralphie with 2 eyes. Maybe they may change it over. I don't know. They might call it Jamie, found one of them unisex numbers. I don't know. But anyway, long story short, he's giving out these jerseys. They have to earn their jersey numbers in that sense. So right now they've given out, I want to say a total of 10 numbers, if I'm not mistaken. So far, and I have the list of all those guys, and I kind of go down that list. But as I looked at that list, it has been very interesting. A lot of the guys are transfer in. A lot of the guys are not carryover guys from the previous Colorado team. And that could be telling, because I watched literally right before I got on here a motivational, I would call it a motivational speech by Coach Prime to his team about working hard. He challenged his coaches. He challenged the players and said, listen, coaches, if a guy not working hard, send them in. They done. You don't have to beg them. It's not a second time. It's not a third time. So if they're not hitting it, if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, send them cats inside and call it a day. And that's exactly what I think is happening. So I don't know if, I guess for lack of a better term, he's going through the weed out process where he's weeding out some of the old regime so far. When I say that, meaning the old team, and he's not happy with them, because we all know that the transfer portal opens after the spring. So he may have his eyes and his mind set on filling this team up, very similar to what Mel Tucker did at Michigan State, where I believe he brought in 40, 45 transfers, and they had a very good season that year, a very good season. Now, the question is that sustainable? Can you continue to do that and not build from the ground? You know, as I look at it, when you have a transfer portal, and we all know the transfer portal is, you get guys that come in from different schools and so forth. It can be very positive, but it also could be very negative. It could boost your team, or it could cause your team to go to spiral out of control, because you're bringing guys in from so many different places, so many different cultures, so many different coaching staffs and ideas and philosophies, that how do you get them to mesh? So you have to be a master at organization. You have to be a master at character building. You have to be a master at motivating to get these guys to do that. I mean, think about this. You bring in guys from all over the place, and they're coming in from different teams, but they have the mindset carrying over from where they were before. And they come here. And think about, if you get 40 guys, possibly from maybe 40 different programs, that's a lot of management. So you definitely got to be careful with that as well. And we'll see how it turns out. I just saw my man right here with D from Duval. There you go. D, what's up, baby? I mean, D from Duval in the building. And Lewis Kaysen says, what? Talking Colorado? Laugh out loud. Yeah, I keep telling y'all. And I don't understand why people don't get this. This is Coach Hayes Football Channel. I don't know if y'all Kane fans. I get it. But ESPN does more than just Skip Bayless Cowboys. They talk about any and everything. So we do that here as well. I have to be honest. I love football. I love to talk about football. I love coaching it. I love all those things. And so, yeah, I love my Canes. I even got a Canes corner right here. You understand me? But, guys, I can't do it 7 days a week. Yee. But anyway, back to it. Yeah. So anyway, back to, I was looking at this comment right here. Pep Win 7 said, yo, Coach, hey, you back. Keep doing the damn thing. Love the coverage yesterday and now. I appreciate that. And New Tech, firearm, guns, and gear review. Talk your talk. Well, I'm finna talk my talk. I appreciate that. But anyhow, so we talk about jersey numbers. Let me pull up these guys' numbers, who they have listed so far out this deal. We all know Jimmy Horn Jr., coming from USF, was the very first one to receive his number 5. And we know that he transferred in. Again, I want you to pay attention to that. He transferred in as a wide receiver. He's been putting in the work. So Coach Prime rewarded him with his jersey number that he always had, was number 5. Next was number 7, safety Cameron Silman Craig. Again, he's transferred from Jackson State with Coach Prime, so he understands that culture. But he transferred in, moved to Boulder, Colorado, and he has number 7. Now, here's where the controversy lies. Kamani McLean, which everybody knows was the number 1 corner in the country, I think the number 2 or 3 player last year, wore number 7 in high school. I don't know if that would be his number or not. I don't know if Kamani McLean wants number 1, but number 1 has not been given out so far, and we'll definitely find out and see what happens. But I know Cameron Craig, if I'm not mistaken, was number 7 as well when he was at Jackson State. Next up is the number 1 player from his class, Travis Hunter, who kind of broke the internet when he decided to decommit from Florida State, take his talents to Jackson, Mississippi. Played at JSU he was number 12, and he played some DB, some wide receiver, big old cat, but he earned his number in number 12. Now, we know in practice he's been playing a whole bunch of wide receiver, but we've been starting to see some traces of him playing cornerback as well. So we'll definitely find out and see what happens come the spring on April 22nd in regards to Travis Hunter and his abilities on the field. You know, I know guys play both ways, but remember, this is big-time football. You got 85 guys on the roster so far, scholarship players. You have 105 total. So sometimes you don't necessarily need to play both ways, but he may spot play. The question is, where will he spot play? Will he spot play on the defensive side? Will he spot play on the offensive side? And I believe I put a poll up, and people kind of thought it was 50-50. He'll play 50-50 both ways. Well, if you play 50-50 both ways, that means you're playing, I don't know what, maybe 100% of the game? I don't know. We'll see. All right, next is the linebacker transfer from Clemson, Levonta Bentley. All right, he received number 20. He's number 20 now there for Colorado, and we'll see what he does as he earned his number. Number 29, another linebacker, Isaac Hurtado. Isaac Hurtado is a JUCO transfer. All right, remember, I've said all these names yet, and I haven't gotten one Colorado guy yet. So most of these guys have transferred in, and they're earning their number. But he's a JUCO transfer and can work his way to significant playing time next season. As a linebacker, he receives number 29. Now, here's what's funny. We talked about numbers. I think on the last show, and I believe Life in Football, he comes on at 9 o'clock. So you guys make sure after you leave here, pop right on over there and holler at him. We talked about numbers and ugly numbers and so forth and so on. Well, we have a safety, and Trevor Woods got number 43. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about that. Trevor Woods is the first player on the list to play at Colorado last year. So he did earn his number, 43. Thank you, New Tech Firearms. He just said it. There you go. So there it is. Now, he played last year. He earned his number. He was the first current Colorado player to earn his number. All of those previous names are transfers in, whether it be from another school, well, they all other schools, Jackson State, so forth and so on. All right. Next, we got a D lineman, number 44. Number 44, Jordan Dominic. Jordan Dominic is a transfer from Arkansas, a defensive lineman, and he'll be number 44 coming in. And let me see. Our second current Colorado player is number 89, tight end, Luis Passarello. Hope I said his last name correctly. He is a tight end from the current team. Maybe that solidifies his spot. Maybe that solidifies the tight end spot right now on earning your number. Okay. He was number 89 last year. He keeps his number at 89 this year. All right. He's the first guy to earn his. 99, defensive lineman Shane Cokes. All right. He's a transfer from Dartmouth. All right. Out of the Ivy League. And he's the first defensive player to earn his number. So he was the first guy to earn his number from a defensive standpoint. And he's number 99. So that's huge right there. That's pretty cool. And of course, I think Deion Sanders has also been labeled, has his number, which was number 2. Already has been given his number. And I think we all kind of knew that. The writing was on the wall. We talked about that in previous shows. I just want to give a big shout out, man, to PetWin7 for the $20. Thank you so much for the dono. It means a lot. Thank you so much, guys. So if you'd like to donate, you're more than welcome. You can do so through Super Chat. We also have Cash App as well as PayPal. Right here, we got a big dono right here from Ward Rev for the $10. Ward Rev for the $10. I appreciate that. Thank you so much through Cash App. So if you'd like to do that, we can definitely throw it up there on the deal. Don't get caught. I know you guys see the time down there, but like, the time is off. I think that's wherever they're located. You know, they got different time frames or whatever. But anyhow, that's where we are. Let me look at a couple of these. I love to open up the phone lines, talk to some people. I want to hear the excitement from the fan base or from people in general about what's going on. Because it's already over 45,000 people will probably attend the spring game. That's the largest of all time. 45,000 plus people will be at this game. And I believe the stadium holds just under 50,000. So, and they said they still got tickets on sale. Also, latest news out there is Colorado loses a guy to the transfer portal. And Keyshawn Mills, he was a 22 signee, so that is prior to Coach Prime coming there. He's a 2-year guy. He decided to take his talents and go into the portal. I believe he said on the 15th he will be entering the portal. He's from Texas, if I'm not mistaken, 6'1", 175 pounds. Not sure why he's going into the portal, but he's gone. Before I open up the phone lines, I'll pop the phone line up here as we build up the queue, and I'll answer it as we go in. So 862-799-9956. You see it right here. You're more than welcome to go ahead and call on in. You'll hear yourself in there, and I'll call the last 4 digits of your phone number to let you know I'm coming to you. But anyhow, real quick, in the last speech Coach Prime gave, he talked about this. It's some of y'all not going to make it. I think he already has his mind made up. It's some of you guys not going to make it. Now, that's when you have to look in the mirror as a player and you say to yourself, hold up now. Is he talking to me? And I have to say this. If you question yourself, he's probably talking to you. If you're a guy who's questioning, if he's talking to you, then he's probably definitely talking to you. You can't, how you going to be probably definitely? He's definitely talking to you. I say probably definitely. Huh? He is definitely talking to you. Roger Dodger in the building says, I expect 15 plus to hit the transfer portal for Colorado after April 15th. I have to be honest. I think it may be more than that. I'm thinking around the 22-ish. I know you said 15 plus, but I'm thinking 22-ish, 25-ish. Some people think they can stick it out, make it happen, and that's not going to happen. P-Lo in the building. As always, shout out to the best channel on YouTube, Coach Hayes Football. Thank you, P-Lo. I appreciate that, man. You always come in with words of encouragement. And Kane, what's up, Coach Hayes? What's up, everybody? What's going on? All right, let's open this thing up. I see my man in here. If you don't see the timer running or you don't hear anything, you definitely will just chop it up and talk. But as people come in, I put the timer on. Once you hear this sound, that means, guess what? Land your plane, because if you don't, Coach Hayes is gone. I got to land it for you, and I don't want to do that. All right, so we're going to our first one in the building, coming to you at 0964. Call or talk to us. What's your thoughts on Coach Prime, how he's handling this, the jersey numbers, whatever the case may be? What's up?
What's up, Coach?
D from Duval. I know that voice from anywhere, baby.
Yeah, the Atlanta slang.
I hear you. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's happening? I'm also mad I missed your call, that show yesterday, man. I really wanted to talk about that, but I know it's a good show. I'm gonna watch it probably sometime tonight. But I think that's a good thing, man. I was hoping that Miami had adopted the same thing after last year's debacle by taking that U off their helmet and making them earn their numbers too.
Hey, you got to earn the numbers and stripes.
A lot of coaches did. Huh?
I would say, yeah, get them a cue ball, straight white helmet. You got to earn them stripes in the U, baby. That's old school there, old cue ball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I played high school ball and 1 year college myself, yeah, man, you had to earn everything. They didn't take nothing for granted, and that made the players more disciplined, tough, and everything like that. So I like what Coach Prime doing.
All right, so what's your thoughts right here? As we got another call in the back. Hold on for me, 0527, coming to you here in a little bit. But what's your thoughts? I know you like that, but let me ask you this. Do you think it can create some dissension amongst the ranks? Do you think it becomes a thing where, I know some people say, I don't care, but do you think it can become a thing where it kind of shows some favoritism?
Listen, old school coaches like yourself and Coach Prime, if you weak-minded, then it's gonna cause some dissension. If you understand the position you in, being a kid, they getting the full ride to school, getting a free education, and you getting to learn under one of the greatest players that ever played in the NFL and college football, to learn from and grow as a man under, then hey, they don't need to be there, in my opinion.
I feel you on that, man. What do you think is going to happen in the spring game, D? You think it's going to be a good showing so far as the product on the field?
I think so. My main concern this year was the trenches, and I was surprised to hear how well the D line was doing, since they pretty much depleted from some of the starters that's not even coming to the summer. But I was highly impressed with what I was seeing, looking at all the different podcasts and footage of the O-line. Highly impressed with that, and I was tremendously shocked on how good Ja'Cory was looking.
I knew you would
listen. Accuracy and everything.
I knew you was talking about Miami, D, and I'm talking about Colorado, bro. I knew. You know what? Let me just.
Okay. My bad, Coach. My bad.
I knew.
I've been watching Coach Prime show too. I think Coach Prime gonna win 7 or 8 games.
Okay, but I'm talking about Coach Prime's spring product on the field. You think it'll be
spring game?
Yes.
I think it's sold out, and I think he gonna put on a night performance.
I love it, man.
It's sold out. I think gonna put on a night performance.
I appreciate it, man. I'm coming to my next caller, man. Thanks, D, man. Be safe out there on the road. All right, man.
All right, Coach.
Yes, sir. 0527 coming to you next. 0527 coming to you. If I can find you. All right, here we go. All right, caller, talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from. What's your thoughts?
All right, yeah, man. My name is KJ, man. I'm calling from Tampa.
Right.
Let me get this disclaimer, man. I'm Deion's age. I played ball at FAM, was in school when Deion was at State. Let me just say this much, man. It's crazy how I've seen this guy, and like I said, I'm not hating on him. I think he's one of the greatest athletes to ever lace up both football and play baseball. But Deion is not the dude that he portrays to the world. Listen, man. When I saw the bandana and this gangster type of image, that's not him, man. We've had situations where we've gotten into fights with Florida State. This dude ran. I'm telling you, he's not this tough guy this guy that he portrays. Another thing that sometimes kind of really bothers me, man, is that I understand academics, right? Very important. I'm happy to see that he gets on his players. But people don't even realize that the state of Florida still has books, Deion Sanders rule on the books that still stands today about this guy never going to class the entire fall semester. But he gets on those players about, if you don't get your work, you don't do this, I'm gonna kick you off the team. And people don't even remember that. So the things that he talks about that he wants kids to do, he didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So go look it up. You can see it right now. Deion Sanders rule Deion Sanders did not go to class the entire fall semester, and he still played in the Sugar Bowl for the state of Florida. Say that'll never happen again. You cannot play if you don't go to class. You know, so it's kind of like one of these things where a lot of times, I know sometimes as Black folks, we love to, romanticize some of our heroes, but a lot of times, people do things and hold young kids accountable for the things that they didn't do when they were that same age.
Okay, I agree with that. I'm going to respond real quick. Just want to give a shout out to the dono. I didn't see it while D was on there. D, who was just on the line from Duval, shot your boy $20 on Cash App. So thank you so much, D, for that, man. Thank you so much. I don't know how I missed it while you was on here, but thank you for that. All right, let me just do a quick response because we got other callers and I can't stay long because I want to respect their time. One, I'll say this. I just will kind of rebut some things you said, right? And you said JT?
KJ,
I apologize. So KJ, one thing I remember from his Hall of Fame speech was he said he invented this primetime character, right? He invented kind of like the Clark Kent Superman deal, right? And so I understand that. I don't know primetime to ever say he was straight gangsterism out there. I don't never hear him talking about knocking cats out. Now, I'm talking about off the field, that is. Now, we know he ain't knocked cats out on the field, but he's showing up pick that ball off. But I understand where you're coming from. But at the same time, he talked about creating prime time. He talked about that in his Hall of Fame speech. That's first. Second, I've heard those stories about him not going to class. But what if we can say, just asking, not making excuses, these are just possible. What if we say he may have learned from that, from other horror stories? Because he was prime time, he got away with it. And everybody, one thing I think he does understand, everybody's not him. Everybody wasn't blessed with the gift of the speed and the way he could play the game and all of that kind of stuff. So what if he learned from that to say, you know what, Johnny over here, who I know is not as talented as I am, he definitely need those books to fall back on. See, sometimes we learn from our mistakes. You know what I mean?
All right.
I don't know.
Can I give a rebuttal to that?
Yeah, I'll let you get one. Do me a favor. I'll let you do that. I'm going to take you up, but if you want to, you can hold on the line until I get through everybody else. But go ahead.
Okay. I'll just say this much. The key is that you got to be open and honest. See, it's one thing you can learn from it, but be open and honest with a kid to be able to say, hey, man, listen, I did the same thing when I was your age, and I didn't go to class. And I also had buddies who did the same thing that didn't go to class, and many of them ended up falling to the wayside. But when you kind of like leave that out and then try to hold a kid to accountability that at your age you did the same thing, and they find out later on, just like as a father, if you don't tell a kid I did the same thing you did, and your son finds out later on that, damn, Pops, you were doing the same thing. Why didn't you tell me that? Right? So when you're honest and open and letting people know, instead of giving this false image of yourself, of how you did things and holding other kids to that responsibility, then that kind of comes off as, man, you fake.
All right.
And that's the thing I'm just talking about. So many kids find out there's so much fakeness that's out there, and that can be a turn off too.
But it definitely could, because one thing players know and kids know, they know the real from the fake. But KJ, I appreciate it, man. I'm going to go to the next caller. You're more than welcome to hold on the line.
I appreciate it.
And to anybody else, will call back in. All right, I'm going to the next one up here on the line. I got 7869. 7869, you next. I got two more in here, 5373 and 7021 coming to you after this. All right. All right, caller, talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
How you doing, man? Just Chuck from South Carolina. Go Canes.
All right, who you say your name was?
Chuck from South Carolina.
All right, talk to us.
Yeah, I like everything he's doing. He's trying to change the culture from that losing personality. But about the last caller, I don't think it's like when you grow up, you want to tell everybody how to do it and guide them the right way. When you see they can go left, keep them on the right path. So there's no need to bring up your old laundry. Just keep them on the right path. Be a mentor to them, and they'll learn from you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, there's more than one way to skin a cat. I totally understand where KJ is coming from, right? But I also understand how things evolve and move forward. As a coach, you don't always air out all of your dirty laundry, but some people do things differently. Um, and I will say this: I know times were a little different. I remember watching a story a long time ago about Charles Mann. Talking about he think he may have been in 2 classrooms whole time he was in school. Remember, he couldn't even read. He couldn't even read. How are you a college graduate and you can't read?
Exactly.
I don't know if he
And I
graduated
like the
college.
way
I'm sorry. How you attend college, for at least 3, 4, well, it was 4 years at the time. I don't think you could leave early. Maybe you could. But at least you was in school for 3 years and couldn't read and still held a certain GPA. But go ahead, finish your point.
Oh yeah, and I like as far as how making them earn their numbers. That's making them, want it and strive for greatness, and putting that hunger in them, waking that dog up. If they don't have the dog in them, they got to get sent to the pound.
We'll take them out back behind the barn, huh? Give them the 3 ounces of lead.
Yeah, go and put it down.
Y'all tough on them. Real quick before your time expires. What do you think, man? What do you really think?
Man. I like what you're doing.
Yeah, but real quick, what do you think? Because out of that list I read, there were 2 players out of the 9 or 10 players that were current Colorado players. Do you think he's getting rid of a lot of the old thing and going to hit the transfer portal heavy?
Yeah, I think a lot of them are, because I watched the video today from his son Oseki, and some of them DBs, boy, he's finna get them up out of there because they ain't doing what they need to do.
I heard that, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. Let me go and get to the next caller, and we'll definitely get this thing rocking. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, coming to 5373. Coming to 5373. Caller, talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from. What are your thoughts?
Hey, Coach, this is Sheila calling from Colorado.
Sheila from Colorado. What's up, Sheila? I've been missing you. I've been talking about you. What's up?
Well, I missed the last one because I had company, so I then forgot about it. But I just wanted to do a little reply to KJ when he's talking about Coach Prime not going to class. Man, that was 30 plus years ago. And how do we know what he's telling kids? I would hope that his growth over 30 plus years, and obviously you can see the growth in him over 30 plus years, as we all as adults grow and know the right or wrong way and the right way and stuff. So, and we don't know what he's talking to those kids about behind closed doors. We don't see everything. So we have no clue about that stuff. So that's just a hating comment anyway.
That's hating.
But
KJ in trouble now. Let me tell you something. These women, they got Coach Prime back. I told you, a lady sent me. Listen, there was a lady sent me a message about this long about me calling him Deion and not Coach Prime, because I don't respect him as being a coach, and because I want to be called coach. I mean, she was going in, boy. So, hey, KJ might be in some trouble. We're gonna find out. But go ahead and finish your point.
But and then because I think we just got to understand that this is a different time and a different place, and he wasn't a coach back then in college. And the administration let him do it. So if they were on their jobs, they would do what they need to do to hold him out from football. So I don't know that that's more his point, and we don't know what he talks to him about. So that's a moot point. But as far as the jersey numbers, I think, I think you had mentioned it earlier, is that you got kids from all over. You could have about 3 or 4 kids on that team that had the same jersey number before they got there. You could have 3, 4 kids had number 22 or whatever the number may be. And so the only way, how else do you determine who gets that number? Do you give it to the person just because he was there before, or the notoriety that they had? Number one, I don't understand why these kids making all these diamond chains and stuff with numbers on them. Because if you do go to the NFL, they're not going to take a number and just give it to you. So it's really kind of like a lesson or a peek into the future, that if you make it to the NFL, you may not get the number that you want. And so you just have to go with the flow and play football and do what you need to do. And And so that's why I think, he had to put something in place in terms of competition to say, if you want it, you work for it and you'll get it. Because I think like Jordan Dominic got his number today, number 44. Well, that number was one of the little guys on offense, that running back that has been showing out in spring practice and in that Saturday scrimmage. And so he gets that number, and that's the end of it. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And then I saw on Life and Football, he was talking about the number 7 that Cameron Silman Craig got, and it was the same number as Cormani McLean, and everybody else going on and on about how Cormani may feel about that. But he said that he was in contact with him, and he didn't care about that. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
So
hey, you're not here.
Sometimes we make more.
Yeah, yeah. Cormani's not here. He's still in high school right now, so can't worry about that.
Right, he's still in high school. Mm-hmm. So how he gonna just demand a number?
I love it.
So I think it's just a matter of him trying to figure out a quote unquote fair way to get people the numbers that they want if they balling out. And if they're balling out, they get the number, and that's the end of the story. You pick another number and move on.
I heard that. Well, Sheila, thank you so much. Like I said, I'm going to go in and get to this next caller in here, and we'll definitely make it happen.
All right.
Thanks,
Coach.
I love the insight. I really appreciate it. Bye now. All right, let me go on here to 7021. Oh, Lord, this joke on here, man. God, dog, I can't. For some reason, y'all ever had
coach. We talking about coaches, Coach, and Alabama got the best one. So, I had to call in. Roll Tide, Coach. You already know I had to call in.
You know what, though? I'm going to tell you this before your plane take off. I'm going to just tell you something about time.
Because I'm going to keep it G real. I don't fuck with you because you disrespecting me. You disrespect my hood by telling me take off my flag, asking how gangster I was. You lucky on that day I was acting cool because I told you I ain't got time for that. But
today I got time. I got time today, dog. I got time today. Don't get quiet now.
Let me guess.
Don't get quiet. No.
This all Miami fans say. When we get our players took. Okay, you get them yourself. And guess what? We can't take nothing if y'all doing y'all job. Oh, I guess we just must be that good to take them. That's the point. That's all. When they take our players. What? That's the main comments when I come on.
See, this is why I know. This is why I know. This is why I know you. This is why I know you a Bama fan. This is why I know you a Bama fan. This is Colorado. I'm talking about Coach Prime, and you come on here talking at Miami. I know y'all. Listen, I know y'all have a hard time reading. I know y'all still got them 4 hats on. I understand, and I know you got to go to the top of the hill to get internet reception. You still got dial up in Alabama. I understand, but I think you want that smoke today. I think you want smoke. You want that smoke.
We want all the smoke.
Let me tell you something, man. Ain't nobody else on here. KJ was on here. He left. He probably had to go make something to eat. Hope he comes back. But let me tell you something, man. You be calling here every show, every episode. I don't care what it is. You call in with that blasphemous Nick Saban talk. And you disrespecting me, G real.
Miami fans say he's the best. They be comparing Cristobal to him.
See, again, this Bama fan doesn't understand. I ain't talking about Miami. I'm talking about Coach Hayes. I'm talking about me. How you come on here and be all in my ear, all in my left and right ear with that foolishness. And I ain't having it today. I ain't taking no shorts. I ain't cutting no corners like Wendy's burgers. You understand me?
Coach Hayes, I told you the plan. I've been subscribed to you for since 2021. And you know what the plan is? Because to recruit you. Just like all the people say, where we get our talent from, Miami. I'm coming to Florida. I'm recruiting you, Coach Hayes. I'm recruiting you to the Alabama. You're going to have an Alabama show, Coach Hayes.
Now, I don't know about no Alabama
it's
show.
Coming.
Well, I might. But let me tell you this. Guess what? You know what Coach Hayes stand for?
What is it?
CTC. Cut the check. Tell Nick to cut the check. Huh?
Okay.
I got time today. Tell Nick Tell Saint Nick to put that check in my Christmas stocking, and I'm on my way. And tell them don't be coming around with no little no. It better have some zeros behind it. Oh boy. Anyway, man, ain't nobody on the line, so we just chilling and chopping it up. Real quick, man. What's your thought? Hold on. I know y'all internet, like I said, y'all still got dial up. Y'all still probably got them old school Apple IIe's and IBMs. Y'all probably was buying. This is gonna tell my age right here. Y'all probably still buying them Tandy computers from Radio Shack. So you probably don't catch the latest news. But I just want to inform you that it is 2023, and Coach Deion Sanders.
I know.
And Coach Deion Sanders is the new head coach at Colorado. I know your stuff gets delayed, so I got to help you a little bit. And he's the new coach at Colorado. So I was trying to find out what your thoughts are going to be about that. I kind of feel like Back to the Future. You ever seen that movie Back to the Future where he was lost and you got to kind of catch him up on the times?
Yeah. Well, there's actually two. Well, actually, I was originally calling in just to talk about the numbers. But the first point is about Coach Fromm not bringing up his dirty laundry to tell players about the grades. I don't think that's really a big deal. I think just like with a father with his son, he's going to want him to do better than he did. You know what I'm saying? And so he's treating all his players like they're his kids. He wants to see the best for them because just like you touched on earlier, ain't everybody Coach Fromm. He could skip classes and still be a top 5 pick. You know what I'm saying? He could do that, but they can't do that. There's a lot of players on that team that can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just the honest truth. You know, so he's just trying to get. It's bigger than football. You know what I'm saying? Just like I touched on earlier, Deion's a man of God. He's trying to run his program like it's a church. And in a sense, he's not only caring about what the wins that are on the field, but how are the men that come out of his program are, not only as football players, but as people. You know what I'm saying? So he wants them to tell good grades because at the end of the day, you have to work hard in life in everything you do, you know? So, I mean, that's just the truth. I mean, there's probably interviews or where he talks to a kid one-on-one, you know, I made these grades such and such. So I know it's going to be hard for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that he doesn't necessarily he doesn't have to bring dirty laundry. I would be really kind of offended if he was just sitting there saying make bad grades. As long as you're doing good on the field, you can make bad grades. You know what I'm saying? That's not right. You know, because we want better men, not just football players. It's bigger than a game. It's about the men that come out of the program. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them are not going to go to the NFL. A lot of them are going to come out of the program and be grown men that have to work jobs and that have to create relationships to get places. You know what I'm saying? In any field, you have to have relationships with people. So you have to be a professional and you have to be a hard worker. You know, so he's teaching them that on both aspects. And that goes over into the numbers story. He's actually giving them something to compete for. You ran a lot of summer camps and spring camps with high school football players and college football players, I believe. And you know there's two things players care about in spring and summer. The most things, and that is their number and their spot. Guess what? Deion can kill two birds with one stone when he gives a guy the number first because they know, okay, that guy's close to starting. So even though he got the number, I got to work harder. And he already sets the tone. We're going to work hard at the end of the day. It's about creating men. It's not about creating good feelings because in this world, in the adult world, your feelings going to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? But it's what you're going to do. Just like I ran a Christian soccer camp this summer, and I told him, I said that's why Paul calls it a race of endurance, right? Because endurance requires you to hit a wall and keep pushing forward, and right. So he's teaching his kids even after you hit that wall of not getting your number, keep pushing forward, keep making good grades. You know what I'm saying? I went to a junior college, and I at my freshman year. And I thought, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to start, then I can go D1, this, that, and the other. I don't even start my first year, and I'm so frustrated. Came very far away from home, and I was praying. I was really hurt, but guess what? I went ahead and turned it around as a student because I couldn't just give up. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't just say, well, I'm not playing because a lot of athletes, and you know this, Coach, probably a lot of athletes put all their time and investment into their sport. And that's the saddest thing. That's the saddest thing about a lot of athletes and a lot of football players is they put all their time and investments in the football, and then by the time they graduate, they don't know what they're going to do They just want to go run the streets. And I say it because I've seen it with a lot of my teammates. You know what I'm saying? And so he's teaching them hard work. He's teaching them hit the floor, and keep pushing forward, because there's going to be times in the game we down by 21 maybe. There's going to be times in the season you ain't starting. There's going to be times you get cut. There's going to be times when hard stuff's going back on at home. You know what I'm saying? Or not get cut, but you have to get on the bench or you get hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than football. And what he's doing right now, I commend him, because just like Dabo Sweeney said, he built his program off NIL, the name, image, and likeness of Christ. You know what I'm saying? And I can see that's what Deion's trying to do right there, because he's investing into young men. He's not just investing in the football players, he's investing into men. And how are they going to be at men as they get out of the program? And the reason I say this is because I've been around and I've seen a lot of players that they ain't ready to be men by the time they leave school. So they're lost. You know what I'm saying? And if a kid is pressed over not getting his number, I don't think a lot of people don't get this. It's hard out of high school to go D2, let alone FBS Power 5 D1. Let's be honest. And I know you could probably attest to this, because you've had players that might have been pretty good but couldn't get a sniff from anything but maybe and this is nothing as NIIs and D3s, but maybe from those schools.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? They couldn't find a home at a D2, because D2s are hard to find. And FCS and FBS, those are really hard to get.
Especially in Florida.
I think just the public.
Especially a D2 in Florida.
What'd you say?
I was saying, especially a D2 in Florida. I think it's only two. I think, Florida Tech canceled their program. And then I think West Florida is the only other D2 program here in the state.
Yep. And you know what else is hard? Because D2, just like you pointed on, most of those D2s don't try to go out that far out of their region, at least, because they know they can't give that kid no big money. So it's just wasting their time recruiting that kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they try to package them.
So I mean, we just have to be honest about everything that's going on with Deion, and we have to really commend him on what he's trying to do. And honestly, what he did at JSU as well, where he helped build a lot of men. People can say, "Oh, he walked away, this, that, and the other," but look at the young men that are coming out of his program. Look at how they talk. Look at how they're ready to go into the adult world. You know what I'm saying? They're ready to build relationships. You know what I'm saying? And I bet you that on a job resume, they gonna put, "I played for Deion Sanders," and that's gonna help them, because I've seen it with even walk-ons that talk about playing for Nick Saban, that it still helps them get jobs, or walk-ons that talk about playing for Urban Meyer. You know what I'm saying? So let's stop looking at it from a football perspective, and let's look at it from a men perspective and a football perspective. And what he's doing is helping tremendously.
All right, I love it, man. You went 29 minutes and didn't take a break. So Coach Hayes is going to take a sip of cane juice for you, because I know you got to be thirsty by now. Hold on. Sorry. And I know that too. And we've got to call in, so we got the timer running. Second, I have to say this. I know you from Alabama, and I know that took all of your brain power. And you probably recited that like Eminem. You only got one shot.
Come on, Coach.
Huh? You probably gonna go to sleep. You probably gonna go to sleep after this for about 10 hours, dog, because you didn't use all your brain power and energy to conjure up this whole thing, which you made some very good points, very articulate about it, and I think you are spot on. But you about to put yourself into a coma, dog, because you have no more brain power left. And you're gonna have to go you're gonna have to wrap your whole head in aluminum foil to try to keep the energy waves inside. But I understand. No, but joking aside, you do make some very valid points. And I do say this. I've always asked this question. Imagine being a player, for example, Alabama. You win a national championship. And we always know the national championship is on a Monday. Knowing Tuesday, you got to go find a job. Think about that offensive lineman, that D lineman, that linebacker that played. It's a long shot for him to make it to the league. and he's got to find a job Tuesday. Now, I'm not talking literally find a job Tuesday, but meaning he knows that that's his last time wearing a pair of cleats and a helmet, and he's got to go into the workforce. Yep. And I used to tell my players all the time, use the university. Don't let the university use you, because the university will remain brick and mortar. And guess what you'll be? A dude off in the wind, right? You're a statistic that's buried way down in the file cabinet about guys that come in and never graduated. And at the end of the day, you're not going to walk into a place, and we know times a little bit different with degrees, but you're never going to walk into a place and say, here's my resume, and I got an almost graduated from Alabama degree. It's either you have it or you don't. You understand what I'm saying? And so I always make sure those players, I want those players to make sure that they have that. But, brother, I really appreciate you, man. I got to send you out of here, and don't be coming talking that craziness. So I'm going to hit you across the face. I'm going to send you out of here like I always do.
You come right out of a comic book.
Get up off my line, man, and go to sleep for 10 hours, man.
Much love, Coach. Man.
Much love to you, brother, man. God bless you, man. God bless you. All right, man. Come to my next dude on here, man. I had to put his name on the list. This old school. Y'all better put your seatbelt on, man. We got old school in the building. Old school, talk to us, man.
Hey, Coach, I appreciate you. Hey, Coach, and look here, Coach, that young man is right. I tried to tell you about Deion, but I don't know if it's going on deaf ears with you, Coach. But I'll tell you, Deion he's not an angel. He's not a saint, Coach, but he should run for it. I'm just saying, Coach. Look, the young man is different. He don't come into the college thing, Coach, with that same kind of swag. He think, everybody thinks, oh, hey, Deion trying to show out and get out and all that other stuff. It ain't about that, Coach. He do care about them kids, Coach. And you can't, to a certain extent, you can't really hide that, because if you care about it, you wouldn't want to lead them in the wrong direction. And another thing too, I appreciate you going there too. Hey, Coach, congratulations on that show yesterday, Coach. Boy, I'm telling you, Coach, that was a good show you had yesterday, Coach. I liked it, that one.
Well, thank you, man.
Not only was I entertained, I was informed too about what, about this college thing, this NIL thing is just deep, and these people feel real serious about this money they give these people. I understand, but what I was saying about Deion though, parents are watching him and they like the way he go, and they don't be getting into that NIL thing. If they got a young man out there that's real good, he's a 5-star and a 4-star, they'll want to send him to the right place. And if Deion keep up with that same order, the same thing he's doing it in, that same everything, he'll go places and he'll be real successful. And he'll guide some successful young men. And that's all these people want their child to do. Coach, I love you, Coach. Well, I'll tell you, Coach. Good show yesterday, Coach. I got to go, though. Let the people get on. I love you, Coach.
I love you too, man. Suffering succotash. That's all I'm going to tell you, baby. Love you too, man. I'm going to holler at you, old school. Thank you, brother.
All right.
Yes, sir. Listen, one thing I love about this show, and one thing I love doing live shows, because you get a chance to talk to the people. I could have done a bunch of shows where I just, make a video, post it. But I'm telling you, man, I love my team. I love the team. I didn't say my team. I got to stop. I love the team because it's so many different personalities, so many different people, and you always entertain. If you got a bad day, all you got to do is click live. Come on here. I don't care if, like I said, we do them late night shows, just talking about any and everything. You're going to be entertained, man. So I appreciate old school for that. Old school from the shop. Whatever, man, you remind me of a good friend of mine named Thurman. Man, my gosh. But anyway, I appreciate it. It is right on time because it is 8:55. I'm about to jump off of here within the next 5 minutes. Again, we do these shows every Thursday at 8 p.m. Have a lot of fun doing them. Like I said, make sure you hang out with us. Make sure you check us out. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come join the team. It's absolutely free. And we talk all sports, all football. And I really appreciate everybody that come by and hang out with us. And other than that, I don't really have anything else to say because we talked about it. I'm excited for spring game. I think the University of Florida is already had their spring game or is going on. I'm not sure. I don't really follow the baby lizards too tough, but I'll check it out. Matter of fact, somebody can put in there quick if they had their spring game already. I don't know. Let me look. I gotta say this too real quick. Since I started doing this YouTube, boy, my typing skills are ridiculous, boy. Come on, man. Typing skills off the chain, boy. I be typing. I be impressing myself. I be looking over there talking to my coworker. Still be typing. Oh, it came on at 7:30. So they might be just finishing up or whatever the case may be. But anyway, with all that being said, we got that. Coach Hayes will be in Miami, mañana, hoping it's flooding. So everybody in Miami, get your swim trunks on, get your snorkel gear or your jet ski or whatever the case may be. I want to make sure I saw my email go off, laugh out loud, make sure that wasn't you because I don't want to miss you next time. Okay, no, that wasn't. All right. So get your jet ski out there. We don't want anybody having a know it's a lot of flooding, but from my understanding, as of right now, Miami is still doing the game at the Drive Pink Stadium, the old Lockhart up there in Fort Lauderdale. I will be there live. If you want to find me, all you got to look for is the orange tent. What's the orange tent? Taste One Boy Peanuts with an S.com. Old Lance Leggett, Miami legend out there. He has his own company now with the Boiled Peanut. And Coach loves some boiled peanuts, man. So look for that tent. We'll be there live. We'll probably go live from 6 to 7. The game is at 7:30. So check it out. We'll be in the place. We'll be in the building. Hold on. Watch this. And Coach got his own microphone, y'all. Check me out. Check me out. All right. So today, who are you looking for to win? All right. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Miami going to win the national championship? Okay. So, well, y'all better stay off me, boy. Coach got a microphone now. I'm telling you, we building this thing, man. Y'all stay up off your boy. I see you, Ellen, in the building. I see you, Ellen. Better tell him, Ellen, stay off me. Yeah, it's your boy. I'll let your boy. Anyway, let me get out of here, man. Let's have a good time. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. I'm there. Come by, interview, talk to me. Let's do whatever we're going to do. Have a good time, man. And with all that being said, Coach Hayes will catch you at the 50-yard line. Peace.